And welcome back, everyone. I didn't do this yesterday. I got home, was getting ready to do it, and then something came up that just didn't ruin my day, but put me in too much of a funk to basically get the motivation to go do the video. But getting to it day late, but we're here. So, welcome back to Dragon Ball Z. What if the Ox King had adopted Goku? Last time we got through the first arc of Dragon Ball, particularly first two. Goku barely lost against Jackie Chun, aka Master Roshi, but he still lost. And now we catch up in the aftermath of that. Now, someone brought up that Gohan was actually killed in his sleep by Goku. It's not that Goku rampaged and Gohan couldn't control him. It's that he was killed in his sleep by mistake as Goku's looked at the moon again. This is just stupid on Goku's part. I will believe you. I didn't. That does sound right, to be fair. But I don't recall him transforming once and then go on telling him not to do it again and then doing it. I don't remember that. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it sounds more like what may have happened is that he saw the moon while Gohan was sleeping and then killed Gohan in his sleep by accident. Either way, though, I don't think that would happen here. Ox King is burly and bulky and a lot more physically inclined than Gohan is. And there's a third party here. There's Chi-Chi, who could wake up and say, yeah, something's wrong. And then, yeah. He's like, don't worry, I got it. But we would catch up to them after the fact. They would go back to Fire Mountain. I could see Gohan encouraging Goku to try to go see the world. I could see it, but I don't think Goku really has that much of a reason to do that at the moment. He also doesn't have Nimbus either. We have to remember that. He does not have Nimbus. Side note, also, someone brought up the implication that this Goku's probably a little burlier because of the Ox King's training. Like, he's a bit broader looking. And I don't mind that idea. I mean, Goku would probably end up slimming out anyway, but still, I don't mind the idea for an appearance sake. But really, we're looking at this more from a power perspective, and he's still strong. Just not the level he was when he fought Tien. Not the 180. He's around 170 right now. Which would still, however, put him, I believe, well above Mercenary Tao. So if they have a confrontation, that won't go in Mercenary Tao's favor. But that's the thing. There's actually not much reason for, like I said, for Goku to be traveling. Now, I could see, again, Ox King suggesting maybe you should go and travel. I did it for a while before I settled down here. Go see the world, Goku. Saying, well, I can't fly. I think, that's a good point. Yeah, I wonder if maybe Master Roshi could loan you the Nimbus. The Nimbus? Yes, it's a magical cloud that only the pure heart can fly. Wow, really? We can go and maybe that's exactly what they do before Roshi. They say, nah, it's like, the master. Don't you think it's important Goku see the world? I suppose that's true. But, I don't know if I could part with that poor Nimbus. Well, I suppose we could check out Nimbus! So, yeah, only the pure heart can fly this land on this cloud. And then, Master! It's like, well, man, darn thing must be defective. And then Goku gets on there, and sure enough, he can fly it. Well, it's like, well, but Dad, it's like, no, but son, you should go out and say, what about Chi-Chi? You want to come too? It's like, it's like, can I, Dad? I suppose it wouldn't. I suppose, but just make sure to visit her at least once a week. Just to make sure I know you're okay. It's like, okay, yeah. So they go out and just have an adventure. But the thing is, they're not searching for, like, the Dragon Balls. That's how Goku ended up finding the Red Ribbon Army to begin with, is that they found, I believe, the 4-star ball, and Goku, what was it, Colonel Silver was his name, the redhead? He kicks like a donkey. And I believe he's the one whose ass he kicked. He takes the Dragon Ball back. They don't have a reason to be looking for the Dragon Balls. They don't. So, Goku and Chi-Chi are really just, flying around, enjoying, high-flying adventures for what it is. Now, I think this could lead them into confrontation with the Red Ribbon Army. This could. Especially if they're going after, like, Roshi at his place, and the word gets around, and Ox King finds out. So when Goku and Chi-Chi end up going back to the Ox Kings, they end up finding out from there. I see Goku, you have to go help your friends. I have friends? What's wrong with them? It's like, just the Red Ribbon Army and those fiends. Red Ribbon Army. What's that, Daddy? I never told you about them. We've never really left the area, so there's never been an issue. But the Red Ribbon Army are the fiercest army on the planet. Their entire forces alone could threaten the entire planet if they really wanted to. It's like, whoa, these guys. That sounds bad, Dad. I know, but you have to go. Roshi's in trouble. They're all in trouble. Okay, Chi-Chi, I want you to stay here. No, I'm coming too. Chi-Chi, I know you're strong, but I don't want to risk you. I risk you getting hurt. I got Chi-Chi. I think he's right. But I'm strong too, Dad. I know, but this is different. We both know your brother's a lot stronger. There's no shame in admitting that. But beyond that, this is something. This is something very different than what you've been trained for. This is war. Or I can see it being like he leaves us saying, "Why? What is it, Dad?" It's war. And so Goku goes and starts to, fight the Red Ribbon Army members. I believe it was Colonel or General Blue, the blonde with the psychic abilities. That Goku honestly he beat him in a fight. It's just he had a hack's ability to cheat. And so Goku again would do that. He cheats, whatever. This leads us to when Goku ultimately finds his way to Korin's tower. Now, this is interesting because, again, Goku was looking for the Dragon Balls at that point. How would he end up there? Well, I think he could, through Roshi, who would still be in communication with, and said, Goku, there's a place for you to go and further your training. A place beyond what I could teach you. It is called Korin's Tower. Go to the top of the tower. When you do, you will find Master Korin. And so they get there. Unfortunately, that's where Goku meets Mercenary Tao. Fortunately, he's vastly stronger here. So when Tao initially tries to attack him, it's not going in his favor. How fast is this? Ah! You blasted giant! I'll kill you! And then Goku just kicks the grenade back and again blows him up. Which, by the by, we know Tao is a cyborg at this point. Well, not at this point in the series, but as far as the history canon, whatever, of the Dragon Ball universe goes at this point in our time. He becomes a cyborg. How much of him was actually lost? Because we know a lot of his hands are gone. We assume, like, most of his limbs were probably blown off. We know his bottom half is fine, of his face is fine, but we know he wears a helmet with goggles. My guess is that he still has his brain. He's probably missing a lot of his skull. And his eyes were probably not blown out, but damaged. That's why he's probably got eyes still in there, as you can see. That or those lenses are like directly connected to his brain. And he's probably got a lot of his torso replaced as well. That's just my thoughts anyway. So Goku goes, checks in on, Upa? Or I can't remember exactly what his name was. His dad, I think, would be alive in this case because he didn't beat Goku, because Goku beat him outright, Tao. Excuse me. And so Goku goes up the tower. Now, mind you, Goku has a much easier time going up the tower this time around than he does in the original. In terms of catching Korin, that still probably takes a little bit. Goku actually doesn't really get all that much stronger here from doing this than he did in the original, just because we know Tao had an easier time going up the tower than Goku did, and because he was stronger than Goku. So, and Korin even admitted that, no, the training was just climbing up the tower and catching me. That's all the training was. So Goku probably, at best, is at about 200 for his power level. This would lead into conversation with the rest of the Red Ribbon Army, which he would ultimately defeat and without too much difficulty. They would make it back home, make sure that Chi-Chi and Oxy are good. Goku, you okay, bro? Yeah, I can tell you've gotten stronger on your journey, son. It's like, yeah, I want to test me out. It's like, you're on, Goku. And so Goku and Chi-Chi are going toe-to-toe. Chi-Chi would be stronger here thanks to Goku being stronger. Chi-Chi's the only sparring partner he's really actually had. So she wouldn't be on his level, but she'd be very powerful. She'd probably actually be the second strongest human in the series if she actually decided to stay a Z fighter. Which she probably would. Well, actually, hold. I haven't gotten to that part yet. My guess is she wouldn't be, but Chi-Chi being a Z fighter is probably a separate what if we. It's definitely a separate what if we can do. The problem is Chi-Chi's mentality is simply that she wanted to settle down and have a family, which I think would still be her ultimate mentality here. It's just not with Goku, who she views from a familial standpoint. So when the next tournament comes around, I could see Chi-Chi maybe entering as well. Now, who does Chi-Chi replace? Oh, take your pick. There was a couple no names in that tournament that second time around. She wouldn't win, so it's not that big a deal. We know Jackie Chun. Roshi participates again. Tien beats him. It's like, so my time is over. Very well then. And so Tien and Goku obviously end up having their fight. Now, Goku is stronger than Tien by if we're doing by percentages. What's the percentage on that? A little over 10%. Not a huge change in power, but at this point in the series, that type of disparity in power is big. Versus, say, a 1,500 versus a 1,520. That disparity in power is next to nothing. But here, the disparity in power is enough that Goku is holding the edge most of the time. Obviously, we get Chaozu and Shen cheating a little bit. Then, obviously, Tien basically criticizes both of them for what they're doing. Chaozu feels like a douche, which he should. Shame on you, Chaozu. And then Roshi beats Shen's butt. And ultimately, then Goku and Tien, clash in the sky. Ironically, though, their power and Tien is in the worse for wear as Goku's coming to the ground. Ironically, though, Goku isn't, because he can't fly. He doesn't have a level of power great enough to have a difference where he is in much better shape. And to be fair, Tien basically blew up the ring is what he did. Didn't he? Basically, he did blow up the ring. So even if Goku is like 100 in terms of power, if Goku's in the air, which would be which he'd have to be to avoid the hit, and he can't fly, even if he's in good condition, he ends up landing near that damn. I'm not going to alter the course of the trajectory just because of power level or whatever, unless it's that drastic of a change, which is not. So he's still going to hit that truck, and therefore Tien's going to win by default. This would lead into obviously Krillin being killed, Goku going on a rage fit, but I think still getting beat by Drum because he was hungry, and then the martial artist being targeted. Now, Oxane qualifies as a martial artist, but he also arguably has a power level of 900. Now, a lot of people said, it's not a real power level, and you're probably right. It's probably not a real power level. It's from a movie pamphlet, which aren't canon power levels. But, it's, like I said, it's still fun to kind of think of it in that term. Like, it's all raw strength. He has no key abilities. He can't fly or anything like that. It's all raw strength. Which, if you look at the guy, you could believe. And so, when someone like Drum or Tambourine comes their way, and it's like, another one. Oh, and is the girl more saying, you leave my daughter alone, huh? You want to go first, old man? Fine. And just poof. It's like, turtle style. And just starts wailing on Piccolo's minions. As Goku ultimately ends up confronting Piccolo. Now, Goku would still lose here, but he does fare a lot better against Piccolo than he did originally. Just because you would think that 20 would not be enough to do much, but Piccolo wasn't that much stronger than 200. When I say 20, I mean that 20 increase he would be from Korin's training, or 30, whatever, from his canon power level. Versus King Piccolo, who's somewhere in the neighborhood of like 230 to 260, something like that. Anyway, so Goku and him still square off. King Piccolo actually gets overtaken a little bit by Goku initially, but then does kind of beat his ass down. And takes Dragon Balls, gets his youth back. Now, he still has heard that there are martial artists out there who are resisting it. It's like, show me where this martial artist is. I'm going to raise his home to turn his home to glass. And so they go to he's on his way to Fire Mountain. This is where Goku finds out about this, goes to Korin, and just, no, ultra divine water. It's like, this is another joke. No, this is the real stuff. And so Goku drinks it, nearly dies, but comes back stronger than ever, which would put him, because Goku's calced power level, I'm not 100% sure on at that point. It's like between 220 and like 260. But again, the power level increase gets a little weird especially when you get to how far they actually grow in Dragon Ball Z. I will say this, I would put Goku right around that 260 mark. Let's say that. Because that's allegedly what he was at when he fought Piccolo in the tournament years later. So, Goku, gets there. It's like he's heading for the home. It's like, so you're the one, the famous Ox King. I've heard your powers, and I can sense it. Your power is impressive. I was like, I sense nothing from you. And whelping, yelling. He just blitzes Ox King, who is getting. It's like, oh no! It's like, Daddy! It's like, leave him alone! Fires the laser. King Piccolo just blasts it back with his own eye beam. He blasts an eye beam at her. It's like, no! And, oh, Dad! And it's like, is that the best the Ox King, the mighty king of fire, the mighty ruler of Fire Mountain can muster? And just, Ox King manages to count as he tries to back at him, manages to, it's like, what? You, that power, what is, and then he just kind of focuses in on him more. It's like, that's what it is. You have immense power, physical strength even I couldn't comprehend. But that's just it. All your power is converted into physical strength. You can't use ki. You can't fly. You are nothing. Nothing to So then, he just gets up top. He starts charging at me. I'll just end you from here. No point in getting into meaningless physical altercation. It's like, it's dead. What is that? Another large power coming this way. Is it? And then Goku just comes in, boom, cracks him. Goku. It's like, I killed you. It's like, think twice. And then obviously Goku starts wailing on King Piccolo, just boom, do. His power, like he's different. He's something stronger about him. He's mature. It's like, Dad, is he gonna be okay? I think we need to let Goku handle this one himself, sweetie. And it goes about the same, though Goku probably isn't as completely crippled as he was originally. And again, he still ultimately comes in, just blows the hole right through King Piccolo. Then he gets healed up. He goes to meet Kami, the creator of the Dragon Balls. Meets Kami, attacks him. Doesn't go well. And so Goku then spends his time training on the lookout for the next many years. Now, this is maybe a key thing because Goku isn't in a relationship with anyone. Hell, he wasn't in a relationship with Chi-Chi until this arc coming up. And so to say he could wind up in a relationship with Bulma, he's definitely not going to be with Launch. That makes no sense. Launch is older than him. But to say he could be in a relationship with, say, Bulma. I mean, Bulma even looked at him and said, maybe I missed out on my chance with him. She was already with Yamcha at that point, too. So I don't see that happening, at least not at this time. It could happen down the road. But I'll see what I feel like down the road. Anyway, Goku eventually shows back up from his, 5-year training. It was 5 or 3? I can't remember. I think it was 3 years. Anyway, everyone sees him. It's like, Goku, it's you. It's like, oh, hey, guys. Bulma, there's something wrong with your lips. It's the lipstick. It is you, Goku. And so, basically, we would get the final tournament arc in Dragon Ball. Eventually, though, Goku sees Chi-Chi, and he recognizes, even as an older woman, he recognizes his sister. Like, he can tell her, says, like, Chi-Chi! It's like, Goku! Where have you been? Where did you not? He's like, I'm sorry, Chi-Chi. You and Dad were so worried about you. Oh, how is Dad? Oh, he's here. Don't worry. he's gonna watch he's gonna watch me kick your butt finally. Well, good luck with that. It's like, what? It's like, yo. Again, he beats her. But how strong is Goku now? Because allegedly his power level is like somewhere in the neighborhood like 260, give or take. But I've also seen statements that say his power level when he fought King Piccolo was 260, and that his base power is actually that starting base power you see at Dragon Ball Z. And then when he takes his weights off, all the training he did do during all those 5 years, that's the result of that. I personally preferred the 260 number myself. So I will say right now he's probably 360. I think that's reasonable. Honestly, I think that's actually very reasonable. Now that being said, he pretty much just beats Piccolo. Maybe not outright. Piccolo still gets in trouble, especially when he gives him a chance and then he ends up blowing a hole right through his chest. But he'd still end up winning. It's 360. He'd end up winning. And so him and Chi-Chi go off, have adventures. They go back to the, Fire Mountain. Again, the issue with Fire Mountain as it's back on fire. Because it's back on fire. What's going on? By the way, there would be the fortune teller Baba scenario here. But there would be no Gohan to be involved with that. Gohan's still alive, by the way, in this version. He just probably isn't interacting. He's retired. He's happy living in the mountains. And so they go and talk to the fire princess. And again, I think he has the Bancho fan at that point or something like that. Point being, he could easily kick her ass. Like the fact that she was that, I will fully admit that she was being a bitch about that. Like seriously, like girl, just turn it off because you're burning his home down. So yeah, but there's no Gohan here to be like, no, Goku, don't do that. It's like, Goku, be careful. I've heard about her. She's a powerful goddess. I don't care. You want some smack? It's like, I don't care. It's like, you're destroying my home. All why? Because you don't want to won't turn the heat down. And so obviously Goku then takes her on, wins, all well and good. Now that 5 years, what happens? Let me put it this way. I don't think Bulma's going to stray from Yamcha at any point in time here. I also think Goku and Chi-Chi do find their way out into the world. Leave home per se, go live meet Gohan, all that stuff. Gohan even says, I probably don't have many years left on me, and it'd be great if someone could take care of this place after I'm gone. And so sure enough, Gohan does pass. Goku trains with Gohan for a little bit too. I think that's very reasonable. Ox King provides a home for Chi-Chi, as Chi-Chi goes and finds a nice young man or something like that. Honestly, I could legit see Chi-Chi and Krillin maybe hooking up. Now you might think, well, there's nothing set up for that. No, but there was nothing set up for Goku and Chi-Chi to get together apart from Chi-Chi crushing on Goku once. So, and then us not seeing her again for how many arcs? 1 second. First tournament, Red Ribbon Army. Second tournament, King Piccolo. Fortune teller Baba. For 6 arcs. You're going to tell me that? Don't look me in the eye and say, you didn't set that up. It's like, they set one thing up all the way to the line. No. I can totally see her chatting with either Tien or Krillin, getting to know them, flirting a little bit. It's like, wow. Oh, I gotta admit, Goku, your sister is pretty cute. All these, oh, you think so? I mean, I guess, but I don't think of her that way. Of course, you wouldn't think of her. She's your sister. Would you be against me asking her out? It's like, ask her out to what? So what? Goku goes, oh, Krillin said he wanted to ask you out. Yeah, Goku's like, Goku and Chi-Chi, even though he's short, like Krillin can pull his weight with the ladies, as we've seen with his wife. Hell, he got married, for God's sake, ditzy as she was. So yeah, it's like, oh, really? It's like, well, you are kind of. It's like, well, you are kind of cute, and I do kind of like the bald head. It's like, sure. It's like, a date. Goku realizes, a date. It's like, wait, he's now just figuring it out. It's like, yeah, sure. I know you're a good guy, Krillin. I know you'll treat my sister right. It's like, really? Thanks, man. So would you like to go get something to eat? And it's like, oh, and she's like, I like that. And so maybe not at that 5 year beginning mark, but maybe halfway through the 5 years, they actually do get married and have Gohan, their Gohan, who has the Dragon Ball on his head. So, and I think Gohan would be much weaker, wouldn't be half Saiyan, and he'd probably be, and he would be much younger too. So yeah, and he'd be Uncle Goku. So there's that. Goku, meanwhile, doesn't really need to focus on relationships all that much. He's perfectly fine, growing stronger. Like I said, trains with Baba, or trains with Gohan while he was still alive. Still practices with Roshi every now and then. Even trains up in Kami's lookout. I think even though he can't handle the time chamber, he does use the pendulum room quite a bit for extra sparring. Tien, we know, would also be getting stronger to match Goku, and because Goku's stronger, everyone who's trying to match him is a little bit stronger too. Like, I believe, what was it? Yamcha was 177, Krillin was 205, Tien was 250. I'd say bump all those guys up to about 50. Save for maybe Krillin, I'll keep him more like at 220. Still stronger because he's married. He also is like making a living. And Yamcha, let's just say 200. Meanwhile, Goku, ooh, that's a tough one. Because he is going to use the pendulum room at least a little bit. And based on the amount he increased allegedly, he increased like almost 20, like a full 30% of his power between the 5 years. Because he went from like 300 and something to 400. That's about 30-ish% of his power. 33-ish, like a third. I'd say because he's now focusing primarily on training, I don't think it's unreasonable to say he goes a full times 2 here. So that would put him, roughly speaking, at the 720 mark, which makes him fairly powerful. So especially for this point in time. Piccolo would also be stronger, knowing that Goku would be training. I'd say he's probably more like around 450 to 500. But everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked and brought a big-haired Radish with them. Raditz is coming to play. So join us next time. When would the brothers finally meet? Thanks for watching Dragon Ball Z What If. Do. And I'll see you next time.